My name is Jordan Morello, and I'm the owner and founder of Era. My upbringing was just from a loving, supportive, warm home. I have two incredible parents. My mom and dad. My dad is an immigrant from Sicily, so he moved here, had the American dream. He moved here. He created his own business, created an incredible family, purchased his own home, created a home of his own with his own family, and that guy is my hero because it's something that I want in my own life. So watching him create his own business and chasing that dream is something that lives in me, and that's where I think I get the entrepreneurship spirit, is definitely from my father. And then, should I keep going with my mom? My mother is the warm, goofy, loving, she showered me with love, most incredible woman, just patience of a saint. She's incredible. She's definitely the one that gave me my warmth in my heart, the patience that I have up to a certain point of patience. And my brother is probably the most humorous, funny person I've ever met, I've ever known. He is just a light in my life, and whenever there's any kind of dark situation or anything like that, I always turn to him, and I can always rely on him to kind of cheer me up and, just always bring some kind of light and spirit to the matter. So that's my family. I think it's my dad. Seeing my dad come from Sicily, move here to the States, leave his family, and just go in on his own dream. My dad has owned salons and plazas, and he's gotten into real estate, but he's a hairstylist by trade. And for him to have moved from a country with nothing and to build a life that he's proud of, and I look at my dad and I'm just proud of who he is, and I'll cry. But yeah, just proud of, my father, and just to follow in his footsteps would mean a lot to me. And to be half the guy that he is, that's everything to me. So to be the half the dad that he is, and to be half the man that he's shown me, it's incredible, because he's just given me, shown me what hard work is, work ethic, resilience, having grit, and just not giving up on your dream, like what is actually possible. And that's powerful to give to your son or your daughter. So I think for me, it was him. Every day, got him in the back of my mind. So I think that's where it all comes from. I think the biggest milestone in my life was, so I have ADD and Tourette's, and a lot of people don't know that, especially I have a twitch, and you'll see it's like more muscular. I'll just kind of like flex or push, but as a kid, those things really they're heavy on you because you're scared of getting made fun of. And if you do get made fun of or someone says something, it just kind of kills your confidence. So at 15, I remember I had a really bad panic attack, and I had to go to the hospital, and the doctor went to the cardiologist, did all this testing, and they told me that it was, directly correlated to the medication that I was on for ADD and Tourette's and everything. And I remember going home, and I told my mom I don't want to take it anymore, so we stopped cold turkey. And my mom started to look up ways that, alternates that would help kind of keep me on track with school and keep my focus. And that's when we found exercise and eating right. So that is one of the things that was like a major turning point in my life. Is just, I'm probably the most proud of that moment in my life, was stopping that medication, and continuing through school and not going into those smaller classrooms, because when you have ADD and stuff, you're allotted more time, you go into smaller classrooms and stuff like that, but I just decided no. So whatever I was given, that extra mile, I didn't want to take it because I didn't want to feel different, and I didn't feel like I needed it. I wanted to be just like everybody else. So I think that's something I'm really proud of in my life, because that was the push I needed, that in working out and eating right, I learned so many things about my life, so much about resilience, and just so much about the grit that training teaches you that I put into my everyday life of school and just the things that were difficult, like just sitting down and studying. And it took me all the way through high school until I got my bachelor's degree in college and then so forth in creating businesses. So that's probably one thing that I'm super proud of. Yeah, I mean, a typical day in my life is, I love what I do. Every day I enjoy it. I have, a loving family in my life. I have a loving girlfriend in my life. I have a lot of just great people in my life now. But I don't think it was always like that. It's kind of like you have to weed people out. But, throughout my week is just a lot of work and working on, the clothing brand, on working on, creating content. And a lot of people see, you just see content, but you don't see the behind the scenes of a lot of stuff, where it's like, especially in the clothing brand, you have so much that goes into it. There's so much behind the scenes that, people think that you just grab fabric and you just print something, put your logo, and that's out there. But there's so much behind the scenes. So it's constantly just, sampling new fabrics and, trying different colors, talking to supplier, negotiating. You have to get poly mailers and go behind the scenes of your Shopify store, creating your store. There's just a lot. And, I think my daily day, the struggle that I have is I'm building towards something for the future. So there's no immediate gratification. There's no reward right away. It's okay, I'm building this right now and I'm not getting paid hourly. So I'm building for the future of building this brand into something beautiful. So that's basically my day. So that's the biggest struggle of my day too, is just, working for free on your dream for something in the future to happen. So I'm still figuring out how to get that balance. But I think, especially in the last year or so, I've really been focused on more of the smaller things and stepping away from social media. That's not my everything. And, doing the things that I enjoy. Last year, I traveled the most I've ever traveled in my entire life. I went to so many different countries and I was able to explore so many different things. And I think that's so powerful for somebody to go out there and do, to find that balance and find the things that you truly enjoy. So that was definitely something for me to kind of start to find that balance. I would say work really hard, but take downtime and don't make just work your everything. Especially if you have a good family and a good person, a partner in your life, don't just work so much where you lose sight of the people that are around you that are wanting your attention as well. I would say you need to find that good balance where you can just turn it off at night or during the day, whatever time that you have, to allot some time and give attention to the loved ones in your life, because they need it just as much as your business does to grow. So I think it's just the possibility of having a dream come true. That's the thing that pushes me. It may not happen and it may happen, but I think the possibility of it happening is so powerful and just so exciting. It's almost like life is a game and you have to figure it out. And there's going to be ups and downs, and it's not going to be a linear straight line to your goal. So I think that's the most exciting part, is just trying to figure it out. I would say definitely one of my proudest achievements is, getting off the medication at a young age and being able to get through school without any help, just finding that resilience, that grit inside, and getting my diplomas, getting through college, and creating these businesses. Now I've been able to create a couple different businesses that have been a success, and that's powerful. And I, as a coach before this, as being a fitness coach, I was able to train thousands of people within that app that I had created, and that's pretty powerful in itself. Where it's you were able to get the trust of thousands of people to come to you and ask your advice, and you built something credible enough that people saw that in you, and they're like, yeah, I want to take advice from that guy. And that's really, really impressive to be able to say that and say, like, I am someone that others can look up to. I think the transition was, one, because I wanted to introduce a women's collection. I wanted to expand the brand, and I felt like mentally as well, where I was when I started Shorties was a different version of me. And when I got to this point, I wanted, because I expanded as a person, I wanted to expand this brand as well. So before, I think where I was so focused on one area, now I've broadened my horizon, and that's kind of why I wanted to expand and rebrand and bring something fresh, because I felt like I've done so much growth as a person that I needed to share that, and I think that's a narrative that this brand actually holds. I think I see my legacy, hopefully, as someone that people can look up to. I just hope to be someone like my dad, where it's like their son, daughter, family, the people in their life, always look up to them like that's a genuine, authentic person. And I think that's really powerful, because it's just, especially nowadays, there's not a lot of authenticity in the world, and I want to be known as one of those genuine, authentic people that always did the right thing. And that's something my dad always taught me, was no matter what, if it costs you money, time, whatever it is, do the right thing. And that was something that, like, it'll live with me forever. Those, like, words, well, I will always hear that. No matter what, it's always do the right thing, no matter what. So I think at the end of the day, I just want to be known as that kind, genuine, and authentic person that someone, could look up to. And that I always did the right thing. I would say that the first collection name is exactly where I'm at, in my own life, is the Rise collection. I would say that this is my Rise era, where it's like you went through a difficult point in your life, and it's like the phoenix, rising from the ashes. It was like I was in the ash, and now it's like me finally blossoming and rising up into the person that I'm most proud of. So I would say that era, Rise, is pretty on point for me, as well as the collection. I'm just so proud of this. This has been months and months in the making. And I'm just so excited to finally share this with everybody, to show, how much work, how much detail, the fabric, everything that we chose for this is going to be just a work of art, and I'm so proud of it. And this is not just clothing, it's more than that. It's a, beacon of hope, of resilience, and to never give up on yourself. So yeah, I'm just super excited about this brand.